Okay, hello everybody and welcome back to Colquhoun Conquers as we are partway through the middle of summer of year 3 and things are looking up. As I keep saying, I'm really surprised by how quickly we're able to kind of get stuff done just now. I think it's probably just because of the amount of people that we have and the fact that obviously the weather's a lot better, which is very, very handy. Would love to get more of this mountain mined out. Would also love to get another source of iron. I'm sure we did find one at one point, but I'll need to actually say, hey, go and mine it. So one thing about mining these bits, yeah, here we are. We'll put down the mining bits for just now, just so people actually get to that in a second. Another good bit here, that's nice, very far away, and there's even more up here as well, so we'll need to keep a wee eye on that. Good stuff, good stuff. Anything over here? Not that I can see, but people will get around to that in a second. We've got another job seeker here, Burger. Good at cooking, good at cleaning, decent at hunting. Could send you out for expeditions, but I think we're just going to ask you to leave for just now. Don't think there's much point because we've already got a decent number of workers already, and obviously Elspeth, our new arrival, our new blood that has come into the family, which is good. So yeah, we're just going to carry on working here. We've got our little kind of area over here that we've made as well for another little cold room, just for storing up some more of our food, but just purely because, as you can see, we've got a whole bunch of meat here, and that meat desperately needs to get cooked. We maybe could want to consider about putting another meat smoker down, actually, just because, you know, this is taking a little while to to do. Yeah, I think we just grab another little meat smoker and we just use that. The mushroom rack isn't currently being used, obviously, because we haven't got any mushrooms. Potentially we'll go ahead and have a wee look at them in a wee bit, but for just now, we don't need to worry about it so much. How are we doing for peat? We're doing alright. We could probably do it cutting some more, to be honest, just so we have more than enough to see us through the winter. Yeah, some of it has come back and able to be reharvested, so we shall. Same with over here. Kind of getting through the majority of that peat bog down there. We're probably going to have to actually go into the bigger one, but we'll worry about that in the future. Overall though, people are just kind of going away, getting things planted. We've obviously got our oats and our grass that's been harvested. Seems to be growing quite well. Should hopefully get plenty of hay, plenty of seeds out of these, and that'd be grand. Our new little thresher area is doing very, very nice. We even got little Lizzie here who's having a little rest in here. Hopefully that'll keep the horrible rats away. Now we do have some of these onions that we were chopping that I would quite like if people could actually go ahead and grab the seeds for. That would be grand. Got some more onion patches as well. I don't know, do we try and plant some onions? I mean, we certainly could, but I just don't know if they'll have enough time to grow really before the end of the year. I think we might just have to leave it for now, which I don't think is too bad. Little field mouse running about. I'm sure one of the cats will get you soon enough. Oh, you'll just come in here. To be fair, if you could come in here and you could just, you know, kill some stuff, that'd be good. Would be very nice, but yeah, we don't currently need any kind of seeds in the grain trough, so we're just not going to leave them there. Got some more cats. How lovely, little baby kitten. There we go. Cutie wee patootie. And overall, the amount of animals is starting to slowly but surely kind of increase, as it were. But we're doing quite well. We've almost managed to get this area in here done. Perfect. So let's have a little think about what we're going to put in there. Again, potentially this is a little bit too big for what we want to do, but I think that'll be fine. Let's have a little think about what we're going to store in here. And I think we said we were going to do as much as we can. We want to do vegetables. So let's get some jugs. Get some jugs there. Plenty of jug spots just means that we'll be make sure that we can have more than enough ice for in here. And then we probably want to have a couple of bowl stands. And then we almost certainly want to have ourselves, where is it? For our... It's always the last place you look, isn't it? Serving basket? Yes, serving basket. At least for now, if we just get a whole bunch of serving baskets, we will need some more baskets apparently. Okay, good to know. And then we can store stuff in here as well. Apparently we've used up all of our baskets. Who would have thought? Probably used them all for manure. And, well actually I guess Martin is currently returning home. and he is our usual tailor, so that does make sense. We might have to kind of hold off letting people out. I'm going to say to... I mean, we are running out of money quite quickly, is the only thing. We might have to ask some of our people to leave. We might just have a few too many. I mean, Niall is doing really, really well. Kind of hauling around, getting things done. Certainly helping our task list a wee bit. But you know what, we'll let him harvest or haul these onions over. We're going to get you two to leave, and then I think we'll probably get Niall to just leave. Because we've kind of blown through a whole bunch of our cash. It's been really nice having them here, don't get me wrong. It's been fantastic. There we go, yeah, and then ask you to leave. Off you go. Thank you very much for being here. Thank you for the reputation that you're going to give us as well. Very much appreciated. Yeah, I think if we do this, and then we can... I mean, one of these bowl stands, actually, we can just move that other bowl stand over. Same with the... yeah, same with one of the serving things. So if we, like, say, hey, bring this over here, put that there. We don't necessarily need all of these serving baskets, and then that will mean that once we've done this, we can then, as I say, we can make this into another little cold storage, and that'll be pretty nice. Expedition report available. There we go. Update the map, what I found. So what have we found? Looks like a tailor shop and an inn. So we get to learn how to make better rations here, and we also can learn from a master tailor. That's going to cost us 200. To be fair, I was just saying that Martin we might have to keep here. But yeah, we can we can ask and learn some additional training stuff. I don't think that's necessarily a bad idea. You can send him over with the money and just tell him, hey, I know you've just gone, but you are our best tailor. So why don't you go ahead and you just learn a little bit and see what we can do. Oh, poor guy, he's just gotten married and all that's happening because he keeps getting chucked out to go on expeditions. Poor little thing. But never mind, never mind. Aye, we can maybe even fit in some additional things. I'm always a bit, I mean, do we need all these jugs? We will need these jugs probably to keep the room cool. But then again, you know what? Let's just break these down. We'll leave it with the two, and then we can maybe like put in some additional like bowl stands, because there does seem to be bowls everywhere, these dried berries. And maybe not there. I'll have a little think about how to make this place actually look quite nice. Let's even put the jug pallets in the corners, and I think that does look a little bit better. Sorry, we're just kind of going around, just moving things. Yeah, so let's put you guys in the corners, and then we can have the bowl stands elsewhere, and that means we can even, like, say, get rid of this serving basket, and then we can get another jug pallet there. Hopefully 3 jugs will be enough, and we can kind of see how things go. As we come in to another day, things looking quite nice, you know. Obviously, Martin's off traveling. It's going to take him a little bit of a while to get there. You can see him, he's traveling there. There's no sort of real world, or time doesn't progress while you're on that page, so you can't actually see them sort of like traveling around the world in real time. Which is maybe a little bit of a shame, but, you know, could be worse. The wee pussycat is there with a wee kitten. You know, going, please don't eat the chickens, or the masters will not be happy. Get a couple more of these bowl stands down. And we've still got the one in here, so let's move you. We'll pop you there. We have got this other one full of tallow, which obviously is kicking about, but that's okay. Let's go ahead and we can think of what kind of storage we want to have, because we don't want like a supply shelf, we'd want like a pantry more than anything else. Ration barrels obviously won't fit in anywhere. I guess we could fit them in this one if we wanted to, ran the bowl stands. I guess we could put them there. Yeah, if we did that like that, then at least that's somewhere we can keep the rations. And then, other than that, should be fine. Anyway, let's get on to trading. Marjorie, what do you have for us? You got some logs. Very nice. We don't have anything. We could sell you a barrel, to be fair, but that does cost iron. We're not really in the market for that. Mr. Clucker is getting on a wee bit, but what we'll do is we'll sell some of these chicks. We don't need so many male chicks. And we've got a decent amount of hens now, to be honest. Feeling pretty good, Mr. and Mrs. Sheepy, with our 2 wee lambs. Very nice. Do we want to sell you a barrel? No. We already said we don't want to do that. We don't want to sell you nails. We certainly don't want to sell you hand tools. They're quite difficult to get. We could sell you some basic rations. We do have 10 of them. And it does give us a fair return on investment. So why don't we give you 6 rations. just to give us a little bit of cash, and then we'll get you to leave. As for the job seekers, you know what, we'll tell you both to leave, and I think actually we're going to close up the sign for now. Things are just a little bit tight on cash at the moment, unfortunately. But nothing to do about that. We should hopefully get a little bit of satisfaction. We should almost certainly get a floor mat here, just to try and keep things going down, and then probably grab a rat trap here. Yeah, we've managed to get our ration barrels there, so we no longer need to worry about this bit here. And instead, what we can do is we can say, hey, let's get some additional meat racks. We can just store more meat here. Although apparently we're out of twine. So apparently we're out of twine, we're out of baskets, we're out of everything. So there we go. Expedition has arrived, so let's have a little look. Small cabin is strewn with various fabrics and strange devices. The old tailor gently smiles and begins the lesson before payment is even made. Okay, let's pay for the training. Martin's going to be there for another couple of days. And then hopefully that'll be that. We can get a little bit more money together, and in that sort of way we might have to get rid of Marjorie. We might have to get rid of Reynolds as well. I mean, let him work away. Potentially at the end of today, we'll get rid of them both. It will be a shame. It will impact our task quite a bit. You know, it's been really nice having them both here just to be able to sort of work through, especially during the summer months, you know. But then I was going to say keeping things planted, but we're not really doing that. And is busy threshing away, which is fine. We've got loads of stuff in the haystacks here. Hopefully we'll have lots and lots of seeds as well. That'd be really good. And yeah, hopefully things just keep going as they are. Thomas helping out with the peat. If we can grab as much peat as we can, that'd be good. Maybe we even want to get another peat stack somewhere. You know, just so we can really make sure that we have as much as we need before winter comes. I mean, certainly we could do that. Let's consider doing that. We go here, we get another peat stack, and we can always just... Well, I was going to say we could just do that, but we don't have any twine, because Per Martin has been away for so long. Some more dried berries there. Let's say, hey, get them picked up, would you? We got some deer there. Obviously got this this stuff over here. The beans that we can grab. Overall, things are looking pretty well. We've got loads of days of food. I imagine most of that is the rations that we have. They do get old, it seems, so, but they seem to be a pretty decent way of like keeping stuff going at the very least. Because what are they? Yeah, the smoked meat and sackcloth. So I guess it's using up our smoked meat quite well, but at least the smoked meat sticks around for quite a bit. Certainly more than the raw yields anyway, that's for sure. But yeah, just purely in terms of keeping money together, especially now that we've unlocked the sort of world map, I think we're going to get rid of Marjorie and Reynolds. And it's going to be a shame, but fingers crossed they can just kind of work their last day, give us plenty of reputation, hopefully unlock some additional trading opportunities. And then we can always just use their beds for travellers to come and sleep in. Like Creedic over here, he can stay. Yeah, so Reynolds, you're harvesting peat and you're hauling. Things are getting a little bit darker now. It's summer, but to be expected. We got plenty of food and veg here, which is great. Yep, so you are still coming away as soon as you get here. Again, maybe we want to just kind of like try and see if we can build like some roads just so people can get here a little bit faster, even if they're just made out of dirt. Quite labor intensive is the only thing, but it could be worse. Marjorie, you just come over here, and I think what we do is we say, hey, off you go, off you go. Thank you very much for your help, guys. It's been very much appreciated. But for now, we'll catch you later. And we've got a new little chicken, which is great. Now, one thing we will probably want to do is we probably want to move this baby back, because obviously John's in here and this is the guy here, so he doesn't have a private room anymore. So can we actually kick you off this? and say, hey, this straw bed is for somebody else. Not really for anybody else. Okay, so we're not going to get the satisfaction from you. It's a little bit of a shame, but I mean, we're still going to get paid a little bit, so it's fine. Should have set this for you before, but we are big sillies. And that is that. As for, obviously, John's father's and Duncan, so what we probably want to do is, I mean, we would actually really hope that we'd have the baby basket in somewhere completely different. So maybe we need to sort of think about building up another kind of house, another dormitory kind of thing, and have an area purely for the babies. And potentially even kind of like get this bit out there as well. Would be nice to kind of have the families have their own kind of houses going forward as much as we can. How are you doing? Martin's still working. Should hopefully be done soon-ish, but might be a little bit longer. It is now once again sunrise, another beautiful summer's day. At has got, you know, he's got decent satisfaction. He's going to give us pretty good amount of rent and pretty good amount of rep, so we can't be unhappy with that. We've got 2 traders coming today. Hopefully they'll want something that's quite easy to, or for us to produce, if at all possible, and we'll just continue to work away. In the meantime, yeah, get this planted. Last plant probably of the year. Iron ore will always be 10 out of 10, so we'll buy some of that. We can't afford any dogs. What we can do is we can get rid of another one of these chicks. And you know what? We'll sell a bunch of our dry hides just for the extra cash. And then we'll have a look at what Daniel has, and then potentially we're going to actually send somebody out, one of the cookers, to go have a little look at that inn for those better rations that they're selling. And then continue our kind of bit there. What do you have? Well, you want to sell us literal crap. And that's about it. I don't think I want to get rid of that kitten. It's a male. Probably males are easier to keep than females. We could sell some of our peat. We are harvesting a lot. We have a lot of hay. But we're going to need a lot of hay, to be fair. So I'm going to say we don't do that. Let's sell you a little bit of the bark. We don't need as much bark. And you know what? We've got so many animals and we're hunting so much. Let's just sell you a little bit more of the hides. We're not really using them at the moment. And I think that's pretty good. You should be pretty well satisfied with that. Cool. Right, back to the world map. Better rations. Who is the best cook? Elspeth actually is the best cook. So you know what? We're going to send you out. It's going to cost 200 and some rations. Let's start that expedition. And maybe we can even send somebody out to explore. Maybe Duncan, Agnes, Anne's probably our best huntress. So you know what? Let's send you out as well. We're just going to have lots of people head on out. You know, there's not much point kind of sticking around here. We can do a fair amount of work just now, but equally, you know, probably the easiest time to go out, try and have a little look around the world, see what we can see. We're not so worried about things like the baby or anything like that. Yeah, things are looking pretty good. Yeah, let's move this baby basket. I want it moved kind of over here. Let's do that nice high priority, please. Thank you very much. There we go. So you guys can have your own baby in your own room. This is Anne and Duncan's room. And you are Anne and Duncan's child. So there you go. Let's make sure as well that we have enough bowls. It doesn't look like we do. For all these berries that we seem to be collecting. We still need those baskets. Hopefully Martin will be heading home soon. I think might take a little while longer, but it's okay. Main thing is we've got our livestock are all pretty happy. We do need some more twine, but we can work on that. We've got all the reeds that are currently growing. People are kind of, you know, still working around here. Callum's still here. Agnes is still here. We've still got the kids as well as Duncan. Little fox, what are you doing here? I'm surprised you haven't been killed already, to be quite honest, but it's probably coming. It's going to be quite interesting to see how we can sort of expand out. Obviously, we have this sort of central courtyard kind of area that we've made. We've got our little well here. We're probably going to have another building here, I would imagine, next to this area here. It's going to be interesting kind of how we kind of go out, if we want to kind of spread out more of these kind of buildings, if we want to kind of even replicate this going forward. Like, I quite like this little courtyard. Feels pretty good and quite nice to have. yeah, we'll kind of see how things go. We're going to need an awful lot of... Oh, look at the little kit. We're going to need an awful lot of twine. So when Martin, who is returning home now, so hopefully he'll be here by tomorrow morning. He'll at least be able to get some stuff done. Furman's just been married, and he's been sent out a couple of times just by himself. He's going to come back and say, oh, your wife's gone out as well. You know, they've barely seen each other. Or maybe that's a good thing, who knows. Way, there you go. Bit of boomer marriage humor for you. Going forward, I mean, we've got loads of food. Food has once again become a non-issue for us. We now have more than enough. I really don't like how this is the wrong way around. I don't know why it's the wrong way around, so we'll just say, hey, can you grab that and then get that round? We've got some poo there, that's fine. We've got some more mountains to mine, so we shall. This is a very rich iron seam, actually. I'm very happy with this. In fact, to be honest, this has been a really nice map for us. It's been quite an interesting kind of location. We've got some nice kind of iron mountains and places to mine. We've managed to get quite a lot of peat bogs out there in order to crush up some more iron as well. Overall, things going quite well. We're really kind of like, you know, getting some metal tools available as well, rather than just relying on these simple ones. And in that regard, I'm actually going to say, hey, we'll keep maybe one of each of these stone ones just to ensure that we can actually, you know, do a task. But I think we're going to try, if we can, to start to use more of the iron stuff if we can. I think that'll definitely make a lot more sense. Paul has come in, another wee traveller, so what we can do is we can give him his own little bed over here as soon as we can. Especially because it's the bit with the oh, the expedition has arrived, so Elspeth, so she can pay for the trading, so I think we'll say that, hey, go ahead and train up so we can make some better rations. That'll be very good. And yeah, overall things going pretty well. Let's say, hey, you're going to have this bed, and you can have a nice little kind of sleep in this bit here. I think the environment here should be quite nice. We got our wee corner table as well. Do we have any rushlight kits? We don't actually, so let's get us a couple of rushlights. Just a few. We've got the tallow for it. Expedition has arrived, so yeah, let's begin exploring over here with Anne. Good stuff. Just means that we're able to kind of like see a little bit more around the world and then see what's happening as well. Yeah, let's get this hide shelf put in when we can. That'd be good. Thank you. How are we doing for heather? We've got lots of heather and a few bluebells, so we can probably actually get some more decorations up. Expedition reports, let's see. So I don't know what we were thinking with those sackcloth outfits. There's a much better way. We have barely scratched the surface when it comes to fabrics. There's linen, wool, and even leather to consider. But the first thing we need is a decent tailoring table. Okay, so that has unlocked us a tailoring bench. So Martin really saying to everybody, hey, what are we doing? Let's get ourselves a proper table, which I think makes sense. The basketry's there, sewing bench is here. Let's break down this sewing bench and we'll replace it. Well, first of all, we need to get a roof. We can just get a little straw roof over here. Get ourselves a nice straw roof and we'll get you a nice tailoring bench. Doesn't even fit there, so never mind. We won't be doing that. Let's find an actual proper place for this, where it makes sense. Potentially over here. We're going to need to get this roof anyway, or this roofed up. So we could just put this over here, and then just pop in the tailoring bench for just now. It looks like it was a big 3 thing. Yeah, it's definitely a 3. Yeah, there we go. We need some boards for that, but that's okay. We can just concentrate on that. Martin, yeah, I was going to say, you must be pretty shattered. You've been out for quite a while. That's alright, at least you have learned quite a bit. You are a very experienced tailor, which is good. I should have actually checked to see what his tailoring was before. Have a look. Elspeth is 5 cooking, so it'll be interesting to see if she gets even better at her cooking skill when she returns. As we come in for another day of summer. And summer is slowly but surely coming to a close. Probably want to try and get these bits in the fields sown as fast as we can, but unfortunately Anne is obviously away at the moment. Hopefully back soon. Martin's having a really good sleep. That's good. He definitely needs it. He's very tired. And hopefully he kind of feels a wee bit better. Paul, how you doing? You've had a great time. You're very satisfied. You know, you've been in a nice room. You've got, you're by a fire. You're having a nice little chat. Everything's really quite nice. Yeah, oh yeah, we'll make some money off you. And that's good, because we're going to need this money for various training and such going forward. Now, Mr. Martin, you're doing some repairing. And we have unlocked, and I'm not sure how we've unlocked that because we haven't actually, oh no, we did finish the tailoring bench. Ah, okay. I didn't see that we finished it, it was just the bit here. So we have unlocked spinning wheel, looms, textile shelf, wardrobes, fine sackcloth stuff, woolen stuff as well, and tartan. We've reached the time we need to get. We've even got fine straw tunics. So, I mean, it's potentially something to build, but I think what we can say is, hey, we don't really need this fur stuff anymore. Get rid of the fur stuff. Don't need that. What we want to do is we probably want to get, I mean, it would be really nice if we get some linen stuff, but the fine straw stuff will at least keep people a little bit warmer. And then we've got our decorations here. Got some more decoration, got decoration shelf. We can also make something out of neep if we do desire to. And now we've got to think about where we're going to put this loom and the spinning wheel. I was thinking potentially here, but we might need to make another little house. But in order to do that, we're going to need more twine. So I think Per Martin's going to have to get on that. Yeah, looks like he's busy working away. In fact, he's already made a whole bunch of twine, which is good. He's working pretty fast. And yeah, we've got the others exploring away. Now, over here we've got this weavery. Now, interestingly enough, I can't remember if the loom is a better version of the weavery. Yes, it is. So I think what we say is, hey, this weavery, break it down. We'll replace that with our loom. And then go from there. We've also got this spinning wheel for spinning fibers into hanks as well. So yeah, we can pop our loom over here. That's still covered up. It's going to need a little bit more boards, but that's alright. I'm sure we can get around to that. How are we doing for logs? Alright for logs. Got plenty of peat, which is good. This is all covered up. Obviously with straw. We'll try and change these when we get the time. We probably could do that soonish. Oh, one thing we probably want to do as well. Let's say, hey, harvest up these reeds. Because we will. It seems like we are going to need that straw after all. We're using quite a lot of straw. And hopefully we'll be able to replant that before the time is done. Now, as for the stuff here, wool is better than fur. Well, it's not better. Like fur is warmer, but it does reduce people's moods. So we'll have to keep that in mind. This sewing bench, I will just say, hey, just deconstruct this. We don't actually need this. We've got a nice little rush light over here, so that should hopefully improve the environment in this room. You know, nice little decoration there. Yeah, we've managed to get our little thing there turned around. We've got another serving basket for more of our fruits, which is good. Potentially even think about putting another serving basket over here. Would really like to get rid of some of these clothes as well. I mean, we do have this textile shelf, cloth, leather, and various threads. Again, it would be actually really nice to have like an actual proper working place to put some of this stuff in, but things are just taking a little while to get done. That's all right. We're getting there. We're still progressing a pretty quick little, quite a quick lick, which I am quite happy about. And the main thing is things seem to be still progressing. Where are we going to put the spinning wheel? Stop by rain. We could just pop it out here. I mean, just for the time being, it makes the most sense. Just put a little straw roof over the top. There we go. Extend out this dirt path. Maybe even just extend this dirt path out to there. We might as well. And I wonder actually, can we just say, hey, let's get ourselves just like a little path all the way to the world, or to the edge of the map there. Because this does seem to be where people come in. Here's Marjorie coming in. We've got loads of people coming to stay tonight, actually. Alright, alright. Well, maybe not have all of you stay, but Anton will tell you to go because you literally just because you have the least mood out of everybody that's staying, and we'll let Marjorie and Hutchin stay, and that should be fine. Right, there you go. Set you both to have your own little rooms, your own little private rooms. You should be pretty well satisfied, and we should make a whole bunch of bank and get a little bit of reputation off that as well. Probably want to actually see if we can get one last... do we want to try and see if we can get one last harvest? Look at the little kitten. The little kitten just out in the fields on a little rest. Like ours. Well, little Ember was out in the grass station a lovely little time, and then like most cats did, while we were cleaning the house, just came in and she was sick on the floor. Which is always nice. I'm sure you wanted to know that, but now you do, so I do apologise. Martin, how are you doing? Yep, getting plenty of sleep. Going off, you're having a little bit of a wash. I was going to say, I guess because we don't have any water jugs, but we must have water jugs. Yeah, we've got plenty. So I don't know why people haven't refilled the bath. Maybe we want to think about having another bath at some point, or building another one, just because it might be quite useful. Yeah, so this is now, so we can now make wool and sackcloth. Nothing for, we've got nothing for linen quite yet, but I wonder if that's coming with that spinning wheel. That would be quite useful. It'd be nice to kind of have linen for certainly kind of like this time. I mean, Duncan's literally just wandering around in his whitey tighties, so. Or his tighty whities. However you want to say it. But yeah. Summer has slowly but surely kind of come to a close, which is a little bit of a shame, but all good things need to come to an end at one point. I mean, personally, I do actually prefer the winter, but that's just me. I know I'm probably in the minority there. I think what we'll do is we'll say, hey, let's make 10 wool shirts and wool probably tunics. And then I don't think there's actually any kind of, like, our bottom, so maybe we want to actually say, hey, get some fine straw bottoms, which is going to be better than the sackcloths. We could even just get the shirts as well. We'll try and see if there's a trader that wants to like sell any of this or buy any of our clothes off us, and we can just sell them. Lots of money coming off of our guys there. They're very well satisfied. There we are, paid 36 and 35. Huge amount of clan reputation as well. This is great. We should be getting up pretty high in our reputation. Pretty much everything apart from Anderson is doing pretty well. McFarlane's actually very close to getting 2-star. That'd be great. Elspeth, you're back. I should have read that actually. I just completely just clicked that. Well, we got filling rations, so I do apologise. That's me just not thinking. But we've managed to go to the inn, and we have we've seen that there. If you want that read out, what to do is go rewind and pause on that. I do apologise. I'll try and make sure that I'm not doing that in the future. Lots of meat is being left outside. I'm very not happy about it. Let's get that inside, please. That's what we've got the meat racks for. Well, as these jugs. Yeah, there we go. Get the meat inside. Thank you. I mean, it's probably going to rot anyway, but that's just the way it goes. And what do we have over here? So this is a spinning wheel for getting wool hanks and making twine. I see. Okay. Interesting. And we've got our new filling rations, which require smoked meat, dried mushrooms, dried berries, sackcloth for filling rations. You know what? I'm going to say, hey, let's make some filling rations. Make 10 of them. Because they do seem to last for quite a while. So in this spinning wheel, we can make twine, and you do work at 100%. So I think what we say is, hey, this has been a great braiding spot. It's been really, really helpful for getting things done. We do not need this anymore. We don't need that anymore. We can get rid of that. It's going to kind of like free up some bits over here. I wonder as well, so can we maybe make a dirt path there? We cannot. No. We maybe build like a little stone bridge or something like that. Can we do that there? It's going to look a little bit naff, so maybe we don't. At least not for now. Maybe we'll do like a little sort of wooden bridge kind of area. That could be quite nice. Anne is returning home as well. We're harvesting up the last of the oats. I think just purely we're going to say, hey, let's just not bother re-sowing the oats. I think we've got a fair amount of oat grain. Indeed we do. In fact, we also have a lot of oat sheaf, which is very, very nice. Who knows, we might even make some bros this winter just to kind of keep people nice and warm. I certainly don't think that'd be a bad thing to do. And how are we doing over here? Mining out what seems to be the richest iron seam in the world. We should have no problem at all getting ourselves some nice iron tools out. So maybe that's what we do. We just say, hey, let's get 3 of these. Make sure we've got plenty of iron hoes, because that's probably going to be iron hoes and iron sickles are probably going to be our 2 main things. Let's get a second set of shears and maybe 3 peat spades. And let's say 2 iron picks, because we do seem to have 2 people that want to go mine, at least at the moment. A lot of work to be done in the simple smithy, but hopefully we can get it done nice and quick. And other than that, things are looking up. Things are still looking great. Everybody's having a nice little time. Elspeth's having a big sleep. I'm not surprised. Yeah, it's a little bit bright for you at the moment. I do get that. Yeah, you're weary, so you actually get less. Yeah, you get less sleep. So you're going to spend a lot of time sleeping, but you know what? That's fine. You've just been out. You've been learning away, learning about how the world works, and everybody else can just keep on carrying on. Now we could think about making some tartan cloth. I don't know how much hanks we have. We do have 17. I wonder if we say, hey, just for the sake of argument, let's just make a little bit of wool cloth. Which hopefully Marn should be able to do pretty quick. He is our very good tailor, so... And we do seem to have some actual, like, nice stuff here. We've got some wool. Got some nice woolen stuff going on. You love to see it. Would really like to have, like, a serving table as well that we could kind of, like, just put some stuff out on. Like, an actual place to eat. Because currently we've got, like, obviously, like, the bed area. We've got the kind of expedition area. Which is actually looking quite cool, lit up by these 2 rush lights. So we'll definitely have to keep that in mind. Maybe make a couple more rush lights, make a couple more tables. Who's this? Sarah. Another traveller. Who are you? McGregor. Which I think we're in pretty good steading with now. Yeah, not too bad, not too bad. I think it would be quite nice to kind of like get them a little bit higher, and there's a fairly easy way to do that. Just continuously give people straw beds in their own private little rooms. And they seem to be quite happy with that. What I will say is, let's try and clear the stubble, because that did slow us down a little bit the spring this year. You know, wasn't really that long ago. But certainly, I think clearing out that stubble, if we get a second, or we get the chance to, will be a good idea. And here we go, Anne is back. I'll update the map of what I found. What did you find? Dense forest. So the forest here is very dense, a huge old growth trees, very easy to get lost or hide. Note in the future, hex modifiers will change the requirements and outcomes of events on their hex. Cool, good to know. There's something over here, but we'll need to explore this out a little bit more. We need to explore more of the world. Certainly something we can do now that we've kind of got more people. But yeah, overall, things going quite nice. I would kind of like it as well. It's like if you hire people like from the job board, maybe they could like give you stuff, or like, you know, they could like tell you about things, or like give you rumors or something like that, you know, just something to make the world feel a bit more alive. It's certainly something that I think the developer would be good to go do in the future, but to be honest, you know, they've already made quite a lot of progress so far, so I'm not going to sit there and, you know, look a gift horse in the mouth. What I will do is I will actually maybe potentially put down like some clothing baskets. I feel like there's just clothes everywhere, just strewn all over the place. And I mean, I don't think it actually affects people's moods, but I don't like it, because I mean, look at all these clothes. They're just everywhere. All over the place, just constantly getting wet. Terrible. Absolutely terrible. How you doing, look, cooking pot? You're doing okay. Cooking away as we come to the end of summer, and as it always does in Scotland, it rains. It doesn't matter what season. In this case, autumn, but it's always raining. And I think with that, as we come into autumn, this is a good place to stop this episode. So, just want to say a big thank you to everyone watching. Hopefully you've been enjoying Clanfolk so far, especially now that we're starting to see a little bit more of what's happening out on the world map, and starting to make ourselves a little bit more known. But yeah, just want to say a big thank you for everyone watching. Big thank you to all the members of the Burger Band as well for supporting the channel and helping us out with the videos. If you want to become a member of the Burger Band, you can through YouTube. Just gives you access to videos as soon as they're uploaded, rather than the schedules come out, as well as cover all the benefits. Really helps with the channel, and I really do appreciate you all. But just want to say a big thank you to everyone for watching. And until next time, take care.